Hello, Justin from the future, past, present, something? Editing bay. Anyways, so last episode, I asked some questions of the group that were not mine. And nobody's asking me to do this. This is me of my own volition. My friends, Taury and Fabian, asked these questions. You can see their Instagrams right here in the things right here. I will also put them in the description box below. Anyways, those were their questions. They weren't mine, and I should have credited them in the first place. So, yeah. See y'all in the video. You are listening to the Photographic Podcast. Your hosts are Jay, Justin, Mike, and Valentin. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome to.
So,
What's up?
is there any work that you're ashamed of?
Define ashamed. Is there any work that I won't show anyone? Absolutely.
Right. Is there any work that you've put out there in the past that you may regret putting out there?
Yep.
Probably the first thing I've ever done. Like the first photos you've ever done, you go back, you're like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
That's what that delete and archive buttons are for.
Some of the old stuff.
That's true. That's true. I've got a couple things that I did in the past. Like, it's nothing horrible, but like just people I wish I may wish I hadn't worked with, or things that I'd done that I'm not I feel the work could have been better that I gave them. However, it was free, so they get what they get. But like at the end of the day, I feel like I could have done a better job, but I haven't gotten a chance to do a better job.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same with me. Not necessarily, for somebody else. I mean, there's always that. Anytime you do anything that somebody wants to pay you for, or even if like in your case was free, you kind of representing yourself with each thing that you do, and you always want to represent yourself with the best version of yourself. So
Sure.
yeah, I mean, when you're, especially like Jaleesa was saying, the first ones that you did, the first attempt at doing this type of thing with on-camera flash or off-camera flash, or posing people or whatever, like I'm not the most proud of some of that stuff.
Still bad at that. Still bad at posing people.
Shut up. Stop. No, you're not.
I am. I'm horrible. Valentin's pretty good at
He is really good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is your calling workflow like? What do you consider? What do you do to call the photos when you go to a photo shoot, like a TFP shoot, and you come back with 900 photos? How do you get that down to 3?
First of all, I don't come back with 900 photos.
Yeah, we'll start there.
That's like a
Take
damn
fewer shots.
wedding.
Yeah. I'm just throwing a number out there, but like when you go to a shoot and you come back with 200 or 300 photos and you narrow it down to 10, how do you get to that point?
I'd say like I just said, yeah, when I actually do TFP, if that's what we're talking about, I try not to even have too many photos, especially depending on if it's like TFP like meetup or something where it's like multiple different people who just like show up and it's like, hey, I want a picture taken. I'm not giving out 10 photos to 10 different people. Like I'm not about to sit there and edit
Right.
that many photos. Like I'll give you, depending on how many people there is, I might give you like 2 per person. But my main thing is, like you said, you want it to represent yourself. So I try to go all in on those 2 pictures that I do give you, like versus me just saying, oh, here's this. I hit auto on all 12 of these photos of you. Like I might only give you 2, but they're good.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, when I go through them, I try to just initially in Lightroom, I guess I think most of us use Lightroom.
Mhm.
Like whenever you're importing and you actually can see like the grid where it shows you all the pictures, I try to get rid of whatever I can at that moment before I even import them. So I choose which ones I actually do want to
Sure.
import them, and then go through them again and pick which ones I like, and then go through them again, and then I'll maybe star the ones that I actually do like, and then start editing like that.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, mine's not too dissimilar from that. I basically, but except for I do import everything first. I just plug everything in, import everything into Lightroom, and then once everything syncs, then I'll start going through them one at a time. I like to look at the whole picture rather than just the thumbnails,
Mhm.
because sometimes if I see the whole thing again, like I know I saw it when I took it, and then I saw it after I took it, and now I'm looking at it again on the computer or tablet or whatever I'm at.
Right.
Usually at that point, I'll look at it. I'll throw like a little preset or something on it just to see if I'm inspired by it, because I typically don't shoot photographs of people.
Sure.
So I'll throw something on it, see if I'm inspired by the way that looks, and I may continue on. If I don't like it, it just immediately gets deleted. Like just gone.
Same.
Sure. Yeah.
Same thing.
But that's like the first line of the process. And then if I kind of like something, I'll star it. I'll give it 5 stars just immediately, so I could just pick it out of the list of other stuff. And then once I get all of my 5 stars, I'll go back through those and then just do like quick glances at them. And it's like based off of gut at that point. Is that going to be a good photo? I don't know. If I think I don't know, then no is the answer, and it's gone.
Yeah, that's what I need to do.
Yeah.
That's what I try to tell myself.
So I'll take if we go shoot something, I'll take at least 100 photos is about average for me. And about 4 of those might survive the cut.
Cool.
Damn. I try to get away with 30. I'm trying to get down to 10, and I'm like, hell damn. It's like just one little face. It's like someone could be like this in one photo, and then the next one they're like this. And I'm like, oh God, it's so different. It's so different when it's really not. It's like just one face moving. You got to have both of them.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like that though. Like the face makes all the difference.
Or the angle of the face and the eyes are kind of looking off in this one direction, and it makes them look cross-eyed. We've seen that 100 times.
Oh, I love that one.
God, I remember Henry took a photo of me a while ago. I think it was the first time that we had one of our big DFW photography squad meetups at the park in Fort Worth, and like somebody was taking a photo of me. Like 2 people were taking a photo of me, and my eyes were on both of them. Like I was literally like I had a wandering eye, just going all over the place. I was like,
wait, no, it's
yeah, I had never seen that look on my face before, and I was like, no, delete that. It needs to disappear. Like I could not. Yeah, like no. And they're like, oh man, that's such a good photo of you. I'm like, do you see my eyes? I'm looking at like I'm reading 2 books at the same time. Like, no, that's so bad.
You know what? That's usually how it is, though. It's like us as photographers, we're like, man, this shot is awesome. And then the person's like, this is crap. And you're like, what do you mean? Or it's the other way around. We're like, man, this is crap. It's like, oh my God, I love it. It's like, what do you mean?
Right, yeah.
Yep.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's funny.
I know that's the same with that aspect of it is the same with video. I mean, I've had a friend record my band like with video, and then he captured like this spot in the song where we all messed up. The drummer came in at the wrong time. I was playing the wrong part, like whatever the case was. And I saw that, and it was on video, and it was posted up to YouTube. And I'm like, no, we got it. That can't be a thing. Like I get that's your art, but also my art in your art, and my art is bad.
Right.
They're like, no, man, it's good. It's raw. It's raw.
Right, but and I get that, and it's fair from that perspective. But you know, from the other side of it, it's like I appreciate that you appreciate that. I really do. But I don't like what I did. It's not what you did, it's what I did, and it's killing me right now.
Right.
Whether that's the look on my face or, you know, something in that type of situation.
Bro.
Yeah, I guess that's how you have to look at it.
Yeah, and which is what I was saying earlier when we were talking about doing like portrait and that type of photography work is it's you're sometimes doing something for the benefit of somebody else and to their vision just as much as yours sometimes, and that can be a tough thing to do. So
Sure.
Right.
It's always that.
I mean, someone can look at your stuff and be like, "Hey, I think you should edit this person's face this way," and you're like, I like the way it looks." Like, yeah, but look here and look at this person's face. They have this on their face, and they got a bag here and a bag there, and it's
Right.
like maybe I want the bag to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
Well, what about you, Justin? What is your process?
So, in the beginning, I had a system like I would try to use the number system. Fives were the best photos. Like, so I'd start with a 1. If you can make it to a 1, it's in focus, and all the elements are all the elements of the photo are what I wanted. Because I after doing all my street photography stuff, I had certain things that I wanted in the photo when I was like in each frame that I was looking for. So that'd be a 1. If the colors were right or the lighting was right and everything was in the photo, you get a 2. So on and so forth down the line until I get to a 5. And then when I get to the round where I'm starting to pick out the 5s, I'll take out the 1s and 2s. Like I'll just change the filter on Lightroom and take out the 1s and 2s because like they're photos. They're not good photos. Right. They're not anything. I would just kind of cull it all the way down until I get to the 5s, and then the 5s are the ones that actually get the edits. Since then, I started shooting with film, so I try to take more time to take a photo. Even when I'm shooting with digital, I'll spend a few extra seconds to compose my image a little bit better or check the settings, make sure that I get it right in camera, and then I'll take the shot. So my editing process after that has kind of gone along with that like maybe at a photo shoot, or at least when I'm doing like street photography, I'll have 75 photos, but 40 of those I'm going to keep and edit with. So it helps me take fewer shots, but take the shots that I want to take more of the shots that I want to take, and I got it right. So, or at least what I think is right.
Yeah, that's something I need to learn how to do a little bit better, is be a little bit more patient with my setting up of the compositions.
Mm-hmm.
And that when I say I take 100 photos, sometimes I take 15 photos of the same exact thing, with like playing with different exposures or shifting the composition just slightly, or
Mm-hmm.
And I do that too. But it would be nice if I went out and took 100 photos of something and then was able to have 10 that I wanted to keep rather than 4.
Right. But I mean, at the same time, like all you really need is 1. You don't need 4.
I mean, that's
the same photo to get it right. You just need to narrow it down to the one that you like, which is always the hard part, because like we're so critical of our images, where not normal, but like people who don't do photography, they would look at all the photos that we threw away and they're like, man, those are awesome. It's like, no, but this thing is wrong. There's a piece of trash on the left-hand side. When you zoom into 300%, there's a pixel that looks like it's off in the wrong spot. I had to get rid of the photo. And they're like, what? How did you even find that? And it's like, I looked at every single pixel. I spent the time.
It's trash.
It's trash.
That's all
it's
you
garbage.
Need
to know. I try to keep myself from doing that so much, but it's hard.
Mm-hmm. It's especially hard when you start taking your photos into Photoshop to like remove an element. I had to do that for a couple of photos in like the quinceañera shoot that I did. We were at the crap, I forgot what it's called.
Arboretum.
No, it's that place with a river and the fancy stairwell.
Mandalay canals.
Yeah. Canals at Mandalay. I took out the photography studio because it was in the background and I didn't want to see the sign. So I spent like 3 hours photoshopping out this sign in the background, and I ended up getting rid of the entire building. and like
Dang.
it took forever. I'm getting much
Mhm.
better with a clone brush. Like I can make some trees and I can make some water.
Right.
But like I didn't need to do that. I could have just like taken a couple steps further down the stairs and recomposed that shot, and it would have blocked everything and saved me
Mhm.
several hours. So like that's the fun part.
It'd be like that.
Yeah, it'd be like that. That's the fun part about like looking back at photos is like you think about all those things and you try to apply them to the next shoot. So
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Just hope that whatever effort that you put into that the first time, when you have to revisit that again later on down the line to save something, that you actually remember what you did the first time.
There's been times that I forgot.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like I get in there and be like, I know I removed this. I did some photos for a couple one time, and it was at that park in Fort Worth with the river and the pedestrian bridge.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I took some photos and they turned out, most of them were pretty good. And there was one where the girl was looking up at her fiance, and there was a corner of a building that was like the little horn right on the bridge of her nose.
No.
Yeah. And I was like, this is awful. But I got it off. But I couldn't.
Oh, okay.
I spent like, I don't know, hours doing it. You
Forever,
gotta zoom
yeah.
all the way in, like you were saying, to the pixels. And remove each thing and make sure that when you zoom back out, like it doesn't create like hard lines, and you gotta match the color tones and all that. And it's a huge pain. But then later I was working on something else, and it wasn't the exact same situation, but it was something very similar where it looked like something was growing out of places where it shouldn't be growing. And it's like, I got to remove that. And I'm like, I zoomed in and I'm like, what did I do last time? I can't get this thing to go away.
Yeah. Oh, Photoshop. I love you and I hate you.
Yeah. Right.
So
sucks.
Is there a certain time that you think is better to take photos than others?
Of course. Well, I guess I could say that. I like to shoot at night, day. It doesn't freaking matter. But I mean, I think majority of photographers like disappear whenever the sun goes down. So you don't
I've seen that at shoots.
majority of them. Yeah, they disappear. Like it's like I Am Legion or something.
Yeah. I'll never forget going to a Streets of Fort Worth photo shoot for like Halloween. Like we were doing a Halloween theme, and like as soon as the sun went down, everybody was gone. Like everybody just packed up and noped out. It's like, y'all, we're all using flashes. Like just because the sunset doesn't mean we're out of light. You can still take photos. And like, golden hour's over, man. It's time to go home. It's 5. Like, where are you going?
I mean, there's a good time for shooting if you have an expectation.
Sure.
Like if you're trying to get golden hour shots for a tone or a scene that you're trying to shoot or something that you're trying to capture, sure. But I don't know. The best time to take a photo is when you're there to take the photo, whenever that happens to be, because sometimes you don't get a second chance.
Right.
I mean, that's super
have the optimal lighting.
Super cliche to say that, and I don't mean it that way, but you know, you travel and during your trip, you want to try to capture memories along the way, and you want some of those to turn out like this big epic photo, and you have some obstacles you have to overcome. So you just have to deal with it and do the best you can. That's why you were talking about shooting at night or anything like that. Like I love shooting at night.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just it's more challenging. It's super complicated to do it, but it kind of teaches you to be on your toes a little bit more, to, you know, learn how to deal with the unexpected circumstances.
Sure.
So time for me, like my favorite time to shoot would be at night if I had to pick a time.
It is a lot of fun.
I don't know. I think some people, like I think I said that last time, some people are just a little more conservative, and they might not even really realize like all the other things you could do when it gets dark. Like you can start playing with long exposures and stuff like that, and if they're interested in that. But you can get those cool light streaks and stuff like that. So
Right.
time lapses. It just depends on what people like. Some people might be like, screw all that. I like doing portraits, and I like I like being outside whenever the light's out, but only from 3 to 5 or 3 to 6 or whatever, whenever
Right.
the hell the sun is out
Sure.
or in the morning.
I really liked shooting. I like the scenery at sunrise. Like, it's so quiet and peaceful that like I wish I got up at sunrise more often. Like I used to.
So hard.
But like there's just such a especially during the summer and fall, like that time of day, it's cool and like everything's quiet.
Mhm.
Like I don't know how to
Yeah,
I wish
true.
I could put it into words, but I guess I need to put it in photos. Like there's just such a surreal beauty about it. And like you see it at sunset too, but like not as much as in the mornings.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. Yeah, I just wish I can get up too.
Right.
It's hard.
I mean, we could
I used to get up.
just hang out with Val and Deep Ellum and just stay up until the sun rises.
Yeah.
Used to.
I don't know how you did that. I could not.
Big night owls. Oh well.
I know it's kind of like one of the reasons why I was looking into starting to get into shoot film or something, because I've always enjoyed the way that like film grain looks when there's like real harsh sun and there's real hard contrasting shadow casts.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought I've always been a fan of the way that looks, and the minimalist aspect of some of those types of shots here recently I've been real interested in. So like I've never really shot right in the middle of the day with really harsh light, when I have, it was always trying to avoid that harsh light. But
Sure.
I'd like to, I want to challenge myself to approach it a little bit different and actually shoot those harsh lights and see what that looks like.
Right. Yeah, that is also another favorite part, is like I just like seeing strong contrast between light and dark. Like Sean Tucker's really good about taking photos where there's harsh light and then there's harsh shadow, and like being able to take the decisive moment photos when somebody's walking from harsh light into dark shadow. Like those things are just,
those are dope.
it's so dope. Like I don't know how else to put it, but like I see that photo, I'm like, I wish I could take that fucking photo. Why couldn't I do that? And like I can. I just got to be there. I got to go out and do the work.
Got to go out and do it. That's the trick.
Yeah.
You want to know what the trick is?
Going out and doing it.
Photos?
Contrast slider to 100.
Sitting in a spot and waiting.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Some people do that. They'll sit there and they'll see like a composition that they want, and they just wait for someone to walk by and they snap it. I've done it before, but it's never been to where I sit there for like 20 minutes or something like that. But there's been times where I've sat for like a little bit and it came up. And that's when you really do get the really good ones, is when you see the scene already and you just have the person walk through it.
Right.
Are you trying to tell me that patience pays off?
Yes, it's hard. It's very hard. I like to go and move around and take pictures, and it's hard to stand still.
Yeah.
That's my thing, is like I love the thought of that, but I can't sit still long enough to do that. Like I have to get up and move around. Otherwise, like, especially being a chubby white dude, just sitting there in the middle of the sidewalk waiting for somebody to walk underneath a bridge, like I look creepy.
Looking creepy.
Yeah, I look creepy, and people will notice me, and they won't walk into my frame where I want to take a picture. Like it's such a it's
you
hard,
need the
man.
big wildlife lens.
Yeah, I'll just sit across the city and take photos that way.
No. I don't know, man. I could sit in the same spot and I can wait for the shot. It's not necessarily that, but I have to have the intention. I can't just go out one day and then like have the idea, because I'm like, well, then I'm going to miss all the other 80 things I was wanting to take photos of as well.
That's another hard part.
And I don't have 80 days to take 80 photos.
Right.
One photo a day.
Yeah, right.
Hey, there's a new photo challenge for you. Take one photo a day. Got to take 6 hours to line it up. Spend 6 hours on your composition.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Exactly. Who has time for that?
Ansel Adams. That's because he's
See?
taking 6-hour friggin' exposures.
Patience.
It's crazy. I don't know. I guess I should try that. I think it would be fun to give it a shot. Like just one day, just walk around, scout a spot, and then go back the next day and just sit there until I get the shot that I came there for.
It's hard.
That actually reminds me of Ted Forbes had a photo challenge, like a lesson, and like his thing was like pick a spot in your house and watch it all day. You don't have to take any photos of it, but watch the light.
Practice.
Watch the light from when you wake up till the time that you go to bed, and see how the light plays in that particular area, and like see the effects throughout the day, and study it. Spend time studying the light of the thing that you want to take a picture of, and then take a picture of it. And like, damn, now I need to go spend
Good point.
48 hours in Dallas because like I want to see it from sun up to sundown and sun up and sundown again, just to like find the things that I want. But you gotta like camp out in the same spot. Like, I don't know how to do that.
I'm not doing it at home. My dogs would probably be down for it. They just fall asleep next to me.
Right.
Like, I don't know what this guy's doing, but I guess we're here for it.
Yeah. But like,
can I set up a camera?
I mean, do a hyperlapse of it, and then you can watch it.
Yeah.
Watch 24 hours in like 6 minutes, or however long.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Of me staring at a corner and my dog's coming and going around me. It's like the world passing me by. I'm watching shadows dance on the floor.
Yeah. That'd be a good one. But I think like slowing down and like studying composition or studying the colors and the effects of light could help us grow as photographers. Like whether you're a portrait photographer or landscape or street, like those things are still important. And I think slowing down and taking time will always help us. But
that's the challenge in itself. Like to pick the timeline and challenge yourself to push it to get the best shot that you can in that timeline. I think that's a good challenge. We should try it. We should do that amongst ourselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Photographic photo challenge.
Right?
Hey, I like it. I like it.
Spend 3 hours trying to get an image, but don't change the scenery. Only the light and everything can change within the composition. Like other elements can come into it, but the core stage cannot change.
Sure.
One spot.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm down. Aren't we supposed to be going to down the tunnels soon?
Oh yeah,
in a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, we can go to the concourse in Dallas that nobody but the bankers knows about because it was a fad that died out in the 70s.
Right. Well, sounds like we need to find a spot and set up in the concourse and sit there for about 3 hours and see if we get a shot.
There's a couple food courts. There's a couple. There's some spaces there. Have y'all ever heard of liminal spaces? Another way to put it, it's a creepypasta called the Backrooms.
Okay.
Basically, it's like purgatory. It's just an endless hallway of beige walls and like beige carpet and yellow lighting that feels familiar, but it never ends. There's nothing there. But there's this whole subreddit called liminal spaces that are photos taken in like dead malls, like in the food court or in the foyers, stuff like that. And like it just, you feel like you've been there before, but you've never been there. The concourse is completely made out of those. Like you walk through and you're like, I swear I've been here before. But like a certain part of it might feel like the thing that the ramp that you walk down to go into a plane. Some of the parts of the concourse feel like that moment. Like you could swear that you're about to walk into a 747 and go on a trip somewhere, but like you walk up the stairs and it's a food court. And then you walk down the stairs and it's a 7-Eleven underground. And you're like, what? What am I doing here? They're pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
I'm interested. I'm ready. I want to
Cool.
go see it.
It sounds really exciting. It's really not. It's just those boring spots. But it's something interesting. Like
Sometimes it works though, man.
yeah.
Thursday?
Not this Thursday.
Not this Thursday.
No.
Man, that's a
don't
couple
remember
weeks, I
when,
think.
but yeah, it's in a couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
I think it's time to say goodbye for today. I'll see y'all later.
Bye.